Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Judy Spires. I'm with Country Aire Manor Mobile Home Park. I'm here today to give you an update and to represent people in our park and I'm sure other parks throughout Pierce County. On February 28th, as you realize, we received notice from Veris to vacate our park, and the homeowners there were serious about getting about the business of finding places to go. In the first few weeks, there was a diligent search, and then it began to drop off as people began to realize that there were no places really to go to. As of yesterday, out of 101 mobile home parks that we've searched in Pierce County, which would total 5,982 spaces, there were only 19 vacancies. And one of the contacts that I made, the manager of the park said, this is our last day, and tomorrow the dozers come in to take out the homes that are left. So you can imagine that not just we, but other people throughout Pierce County who are living in manufactured housing in parks could well be concerned. The 19 spaces that are left, you might say, would be adequate to help us out. However, there are two new parks that have incoming manufactured home owners that are required to have an out-of-pocket outlay of $32,000 to $35,000 to put in the garages, sidewalks, driveways, sprinkler systems, improvements to the landowner's property. In one older park, the cost could run up to $22,000 of out-of-pocket. The people in our park typically are of limited or fixed incomes, and they can't afford to do that. We have 4 owners from our park who have found spaces, and they're already on their way to new situations, and we're glad of that. Of the other spaces that would be available, they're too distant for the residents to have the level of services and care that they depend on and require. Another part takes homes that are only 5 years old or newer, and most of ours are much older than that. So there were 13 parks that closed before ours, as you know, for a total of 504 homeowners who have already had to go through this process. So that means that everyone else had first pick and all that we had left. That's it. So given that 1,600 people on any given night in Pierce County are homeless, we don't want to be put in that position. And we're trusting to see that you take care of us. And we think it's maybe time for you to look at Pierce County doing what King and Snohomish counties have done to put a stop to developing these parks. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? If you just form a line behind the podium, that would be appreciated. Thank you. Yes, sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Dean Weber, President of the Country Aire Manor Manufactured Mobile Home Park. Most of you got the newsletter we sent out. One of the things I'd like to point out is one of the things that I was told originally when we met with the person that's helping to transition us is that I told them I wanted to meet the owners. And they said it ain't going to happen. Well, the association got together, we put enough pressure on them, and we got them to the board, or we got them to the table last week. And you'll notice on the update section, they're willing to entertain an offer in regards to us buying the park back. They also don't have a signed contract with either Kohl's or Home Depot, both of which are slated based on the plans to be going in there. That begs the question on the permits, how can you pass a permit for someone that isn't signed a contract that we don't know for a fact is going to be there? Really makes me wonder how anybody could pass any type of permits for a Home Depot's or a Kohl's if you can't even verify they're going there. Now, one of the things that I told you is that we're going to be here to the end. We're going to fight this and we're going to save our homes. Many people said we'd never get the owners to the table to talk to us. We did it in a month. So I'm just telling you now, we're not going to stop. And I know there's more that you guys can do. I've asked you already, as citizens of Washington and as citizens of Pierce County, you have a right to email and send letters to the governor and anyone else you can think of in opposition of what's happening. And I will continue to come forward with more information and hopefully some other opportunities that we can all work together on in regards to saving our park and stopping this from happening to other communities. One suggestion I might throw out there is the possibility of making these mobile home parks instead of putting them under mud, find a way to put them under mobile home parks, so that the actual, I can't think of the word of it now, but you know how the mud is the multi-use. Well, if we can find a way to put them under mobile home parks, then you won't have these developers coming and buying them and developing them into something else, because they're already slated as mobile home parks. Thank you.
Thank you.